Okay, James, Detroit. Here we go. Coming to you with some more COVID news. And this time I'm pissed off. I'm mad because if we talk about current events from a historical perspective, and some I've given some airtime to that topic this week. But I open up my local newspaper, and I don't actually get a newspaper other than one they deliver for free. It's called the Davison Index. And the view from here: stop politicizing the pandemic. Jaylene Jameson is a staff writer. It says here she's 60 years old, became a grandparent at 54. And again, the headline was "Stop politicizing the pandemic." She gives an explanation how she moved to Davison just right when the stay-at-home order came from Governor Whitmer. And then she says, like many of you, I'm still trying to wrap my head around what is happening in our world right now. I'm fine with staying at home because I work from home. I'm not a religious person. I'm taking up praying every day, keep my family safe from this deadly illness. But I also have a lot of questions about how this thing, the coronavirus, COVID-19, ever got so far. When did some of our nation's leaders seemingly lose all compassion for the people they are supposed to defend? I'm not sure when we can get any lower than having a Texas lieutenant governor say that grandparents ought to be willing to die from this disease in order to save the economy. Apparently, he doesn't realize that men and women who are 55 and older make up 40% of the U.S. workforce. We are the economy. We pay taxes and we buy things. We are living longer and working longer, in part because we can't afford to retire because healthcare costs are so high. Okay, let me stop right there. It's so political right now. She wants to stop politicizing the pandemic, and yet that's exactly what she's doing. And I'm just starting to get pissed off here. So the lieutenant governor has a First Amendment right, and he's expressing his opinion because as he sees it, the greatest generation, as we call them, the people that are in their late 70s to early 90s that fought in World War II and in the Korean War so that we can be the greatest country on the planet, they didn't do it so that we can not have freedoms, so that we can go under martial law because the government says, oh my goodness, we have to save your life. And yeah, if you take a look at how this got so far, it was the WHO and the CDC giving us the information, even up into the middle of February, giving the executive branch and Congress saying it's okay. You go a step farther, and in New York, you have the governor and the mayor of New York City saying, even into March, we're going to be just fine. They are people saying we need, the legislators in New York saying we're going to still, it's racist and bigoted and xenophobic to be suggesting that calling it the Chinese coronavirus, which is where it came from, Hong Kong flu 1969 and the Spanish flu of 1918. We do those things as well as Ebola. So I'm reading this further. She talks about how she became a grandparent when 54 and she's 60, going to be working to 65 because she can't possibly retire because nobody can live on minimum wage. That's how they came up with the $1,200. Hey, listen, Jaylene, this $1,200 you're getting was your money. It was my money. And it's going to cost us a lot more money than the $1,200. They're not giving us anything. We gave it to them. They're letting us have a little bit back, and then they're going to charge us interest on top of that. This is ridiculous. That's what the governor was getting at. So then I read, she says, relief payments don't keep people from dying, and they are meaningless for people who will die. The president says he thinks he'll have done a good job if only 200,000 people die from this outbreak. Is that the collateral damage that this inept president and leader? Is that the collateral damage of his ineptness as a leader? No. The collateral damage is they've done everything they possibly can, which includes not counting on the government to get it done. They've made a transition to getting private industry more involved than we've ever seen. And so she says, our very lives are being held hostage while some of our leaders play politics at every turn. This article is as political as it gets, and this is the crap that we have to deal with from local newspapers too. This is the reason why I don't subscribe to local newspapers. It comes free, and I just happen to pick it up and read it. And man, it pisses me off. Not to mention all the ventilators that the former administration had in storage. They don't seem to be working now, and for For 12 years, from 2003 to 2015, the 10 commissioned reports by our government, nobody in Congress did anything about it. The previous administration didn't do anything about it. And if I do get political, I don't think Trump's done a great job on everything, but I do appreciate his leadership during this time. He's been handed a sack of crap, and he's been making good meals out of it so that you can eat.